Hey, indie fam. Indie as in independent, but also indie as in neurodivergent. Spread the word. Let's use that as sort of shorthand slang for us to find each other. I spell it just like indie, like independent. Indie film. So when I say indie fam, I'm trying to reach my neurodivergent twitchers and glitchers like me. I'm H. Alexander, aka Awkward H on stage. I also have a couple other personas I'm still hashing out. I've already made the accounts for Instagram and the TikTok before they take TikTok away from us, because I saw Rosie O'Donnell's recent message how they were threatening to ban her, and MAGA's trying to buy it. I don't know if they did, and that does not bode well for the Constitution any more than everything else in Great America, which I call Mother America because it is the triplet sister to Mother China and Mother Russia. Will this get me banned? Gosh, I hope not. But it's worth the risk, because I do have other accounts on other platforms and social media. Also, we should create our own platforms. Come on, data scientists, people out there, coders. I know you're neurodivergent because I worked with you all for 20 plus years. I was a data analyst, and we were like two peas in a pod. You were just geekier. I think the intelligence spectrum of quirky people, the indie people, is on the far left. You've got the dorks, and then in the middle, and there's other things too, especially all the different languages that have the nuance and expression of this quirkiness that we all have. And then in the middle, you're gonna have the nerds, and then on the far right, you're gonna have the geeks, and those are the data side people. I know, again, because I have so many friends, and I already told them to the face, I know it's you who built Skynet. And my buddy Rye, I wrote him a song. So if you look up my Suno account, SUNO, you'll see and listen to my nerdy love tribute. He helped me write it. Actually, he wrote me some verses and I wrote him, and then I threw it in the AI sort of musical bot machine that I'm just using to start a conversation about how do we protect our IP, our intellectual property. I want to help you do that. If you're a singer or a musician and you do the chords and all that jazz, those are talents I do not have, but I am a lyricist. I write the shit. I'm a poet. I'm a published author. I want to make some music with you guys. I'm starting a band. It's called Instruments of Resistance, and I want it to be like recycled material, and like picture a white like 5-gallon bucket that you can get from a hardware store, and like other little easy to find or create instruments, like a washboard that you can get at a secondhand store, or like some DIY made cans that and I want us to start going to protests together, and everyone can be in this band. You just show up at a protest and identify as an instrument of the resistance. I mean this, guys. It was a whole plan I mapped out under my LLC called the Do Kind Collective, and I started getting people to sign up for it. I started creating and designing and just brainstorming about how to put this together. I already selected some songs. Obviously, we're gonna use a lot of Hamilton and some other things, and I thought we should. I even had bought like the actual guitar chord books, but then the bottom fell out of my life and a series of unfortunate events happened, And I had to sell my house in West Valley, Utah quite quickly. And I'm still processing all of that, and it's still too close to my heart, everything that happened. But I documented it all. So I have a bunch of footage, and I have a bunch of oopsies and funnies and, just comedy of errors that happened. I have a lot of glimmers that I've captured on video. Definitely a lot of unraveling, because it was true, especially when I was homeless and living in my car with my cats in Oregon and Washington, and I could no longer afford my prescription medicine. I knew that would make an impact on my body and mind. And having been a strategic data analyst for the government, having worked counterterrorism, now that's debatable. Were they actually terrorists? I don't know. Everything's topsy-turvy. I'm at 45 rethinking even my contributions and my part when I drank the military industrial complex, blah, blah, complex Kool-Aid, and I thought we were in the right. I joined the Navy at 19. I did not believe in war. I still do not believe in war. I think a strong military should be a deterrent to war. I'm never calling it Department of War. Never. We should not go to war. We should not invade other countries. And I contributed to the global war on terror in the subcontinent. I was a language analyst. I learned 3 languages spoken in India and Pakistan. That's what America asked me to do. And I loved learning the languages. I'm an empath. And I'm neurodivergent. And I am a 10 on the ACE scale. If you know, you know. And over time, it had its toll on me. So I suffered career burnout starting in 2023, but because I am addicted to codependency, because that was my prize from being the lone survivor in my family, with the relatives I grew up with. So my mother, who was a heroin addict, my 2 older brothers grew up to be thieves and heroin and meth addicts and grew up to go to prison as well, in and out. And my fraternal twin sister is the most evil out of all of them. And I get it. I took one criminology class and it clicked. Wow, there is a theory for all of us why we all became who we are. There's even one for me, being like a young Sheldon type and Hermione Granger growing up in the Gallagher shameless family. Even though that show, both the British and the American spinoff, I love I love the show. It also annoys me though, because none of the kids, not even one, were like me. There wasn't one who didn't succumb to be joining in on the crime and misdeeds. There wasn't one who was like a little Captain America who would quote whatever rule book an adult they trusted gave them, or if they read the Bible and would take it literally, oh, thou shalt not lie. Okay, well, mommy, thou shalt not lie. That did not go over well with my family. And I have a lot of stand-up comedy that I'm still testing out. I identify as still a stand-up open mic comic, and I'm going into year 3. It's hard to blend trauma with haha, but it's important to me. So I'm trauma-informed comic, a neurodivergent comic, an empath, a veteran. I'm trans. I was in the military under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. The things I create, I think, are different. So support me, root for me. I would love to get in some good trouble with you guys.